I listened to a panel of crime writers speak about things, and they had a question from the moderator, and she asked, what scares you? You write about crime, you write about some very gruesome things, but in life, what actually scares you? And they said, the well being dry, not being able to come up with new ideas. That was scary.
They all said that? That was, yeah?
I think 3 out of the panel. The other one said mimes.
True. That is true. What scares me, I think that is probably a very writer-oriented answer, the well-being dry. Because as a director, you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to start with the empty page where if you don't have an idea, nothing happens. You know, I always have something to work off of, and then it's just a translation process. So that's why you don't hear about director's block much. You know, there's writer's block, but director's block is not so much a thing. I mean, down that path, my biggest fear would be to be mediocre, I think, in what I have to say to the world and not to have anything to say to the world. I have that in a very different thing with Twitter. People that have something to say to the world twice a day, I envy that.
I know.
I can't tweet because with every tweet that I would write, I would think, does the world need to know this? And is this news to the world? Or is there an entertainment value? What is valuable about this thing that I'm gonna throw out into the world? And the answer is always nothing. And that's why I don't tweet, you know? And with movies, it's kind of the same now that there's so much and that you just pull up Netflix and there are a couple, they add, 700 shows a year or something crazy, you know? That at some point you go like, does the world need my contribution to that? If I weren't me and I didn't want to be a director, would I say it's a life spent well contributing the 701st episode of that show to Netflix to throw into this huge ocean of stuff that already exists? Do I just, you know, throw away my life out of I don't know what it is, because that creative bug has got me. But overall, if I think about what you could do with your life and how you could do something valuable, is this the right way to do it? And am I interesting enough? Do I have enough interesting things to say to the world to justify spending my life that way? And the answer to that being no is probably what scares me the most in terms of my creative life. Otherwise, mimes and clowns are definitely out there, yeah.
Yeah, I find that interesting too about the Twitter analogy, because I've seen ladies tweet about, hey, I just finished my gynecology appointment, and you're like, I don't really need to know that. But I think that people have a point to everything they tweet, and again, it's the same with storytelling. So there's some either thing that they want to get out there, agenda, message, whatever, or just a cool story to be told. And I think it's the same with Twitter. There's some type of an agenda to what the tweet is, even if it's, hey guys, this is great coffee at this place, or whatever.
Right.
But maybe it goes back to the filter of seeing what your message or your story is and how you view it. Because some people think that everything they do needs to be broadcasts, and others are more hesitant.
That makes a lot of sense. That maybe goes back to that I simulate the audience in my head too much from directing and from storytelling. I do the same with my tweets. That I go like, who would my audience be, and how would they process this, and how would it be interesting to them? Which maybe a lot of people that tweet don't do because they're not as obsessed with the audience reaction. But it's more like to put it out into the world, and that's it, and that's fine. Which is a beautiful mindset. Maybe I should try to get back to that, to not overthink it, but just to kind of pump something out into the world and be happy about it. What a beautiful mindset to think that the world is interested whether you just had a gynecology appointment or not. Great.
Yeah.
But hard to get yourself.
Flying colors. Yeah. Everything looks good. Right. Okay. Thanks.